Imagine trying to park your car and the steering wheel suddenly feels like it weighs a ton, giving you an unexpected arm workout just to pull into a spot. If your check engine light is staring back at you with the code P0553, that is exactly the kind of headache you might be dealing with. This code points directly to the power steering pressure sensor circuit high. Basically, your car has a sensor that tells the main computer, or the PCM, how much pressure is in the power steering lines so it can adjust the engine idle and steering assist to match your driving. When you see this code, the computer is seeing an electrical signal from that sensor that is way higher than it should be. It is confused, and often it goes into a fail-safe mode. Now, before you panic and think your steering rack is blown, let's look at the simple stuff. This code often pops up not because the sensor is dead, but because of wiring issues, or even just a fluid leak. If your power steering fluid is low, the system behaves erratically, so pop the hood. Your first job is to check the power steering fluid reservoir. Is it low? If it is, top it up. But you also need to find out where it went. Look at the hoses, the pump, and the rack for wet spots. A very common issue I see is the sensor itself leaking. It is usually screwed into the high pressure line. If you see fluid oozing out through the plastic part of the sensor, or the electrical connector is soaked in oil, that is your culprit right there. Oil interferes with the electrical connection, causing that high signal. If the connector is oily, clean it out thoroughly with electrical contact cleaner. But honestly, if the sensor is leaking internally, you need to swap it out. Please be careful here. These are high-pressure hydraulic systems. Never put your hand near a line if you suspect a pinhole leak while the engine is running, because that fluid is under massive pressure. If the fluid level is fine and the sensor looks dry, check the wiring harness for damage. Maybe it is rubbing against something hot or sharp. If you're comfortable with a multimeter, you can check the voltage coming from the sensor against the specs in your manual. But usually, a visual inspection for leaks and damaged wires solves this one.